Hey, what up, everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is EverQuest Project 1999. And today we're on the green server, on the level 31 Enchanter, and it wants to lag a little bit at the beginning, but it'll be okay, I promise. Today we are back in Mistmore, but we're gonna do another John Madden slow-mo replay of a death to see if I could have done anything once again to save this person, whoever it may be. You'll see here in about 10 minutes or less. Should be the death, and yeah, because we've already done the pond a couple times on video here on the Enchanter. We've already done the graveyard one time here on the Enchanter, so it is going to be the graveyard again. It's not going to be the pond, but we're going to do a slow-mo John Madden replay to see what had happened when this person died and if I could have done anything. But, you know, the Enchanter point of view. I like to show that not everybody can have the Enchanter point of view. Maybe you got the Warrior point of view or the Cleric point of view or the Ranger point of view, but you got the Enchanter point of view here. So, yeah, it's unique. It's a little bit different. In a group again. Last video we did the fairy camp, I think, in Lesser Feydark. Um, one person did make me aware that you know, that's not some camp that no one's ever seen before, but you know, I bet you a bunch of people have never seen it before, and I've never seen it before, so I stand on it that it's a pretty, it's like the way I was doing it anyway, like the way I was camping it was, I think, unique. So it is what it is. I think it's a good camp that people can go to when they can't find anything else and they just want to dad it up for a little bit and get some experience. I went through level 30, which is the first hell level, um, pretty easily at that camp. Of course, I died a few times, but that was learning the camp, and it's not fail safe. It's not you know, 100%, but it's nice and it was good. And I'm probably gonna go back and do it some more. But I want to show you the beginnings of this group and how everything gets started. We were in Mistmore. Well, I was at the fairy camp, and I was like, "Hey Trey, you want to do the fairies? You know, we could fear kite them. He's got snare, I got fear. You know, I could charm Gearheart, and we could fear kite the fairies." But he was like, "Nah, because there's like a quest for Princess Jolena. That's of course for rangers and for one of their bows. So there's no faction. Like anybody else in the game could do the fairies, right? But of course, only rangers." Which he's a ranger out of all the classes, of course. So it's all good though. Like I'll just solo it. I just wanted to see if it would be any better with the duo, but I completely understand. I wouldn't want to do a camp either if it would mess up my faction. So I get it. And we said, okay, well, we might as well go to Mistmore. It's pretty close by. I was bound right near it. We were just in Unrest anyway, like before this. So it's not like we were just in Mistmore. We did a couple videos in between, so we're back at it in Mistmore. You know, I think ideally we would have done like the castle entrance or something different, but it's okay. We got the John Madden slow mo replay on here. Every group is different. So in this group we have a monk that is Fling. We have another enchanter, I think, Hukai. We have a mage. We have a druid, and we have a ranger. So pretty cool group. Monk, mage, druid, enchanter, enchanter, ranger. So no like proper tank, but a lot of DPS, a lot of crowd control. So pretty cool. Um, but yeah, we started out at the pond where stuff is starting to green. Just by the way, I'm level 31. A couple things are green here. I think I'm still getting experience though, so they must have just turned green. So you can do the pond all the way up to like 30 probably if you want to. I know a lot of people get antsy and they want to move to the graveyard as soon as possible. But you know my philosophy on that, if something's working and you're getting steady experience without any trouble, you should stay where you're at. So let's say you're level 29, you're in an awesome group, you're at the pond, you're just killing it, and somebody's like, let's go to the graveyard. You know, that could be, you know, risk it all for the biscuit all, I guess, sometimes, but my philosophy is, you know, stay where you're at. Um, Moving around is usually how people screw this game up. They want to jump from zone to zone to zone to zone, from camp to camp to camp to camp. Then you're dying. You're doing corpse recoveries. So yeah, I know risk it all for the biscuit all, but sometimes it's the other way around, and you should just stay put and do what you're doing and just get that experience if it's working. Here we have two coming, so I love to know that so I can be ready to mez. I don't know why I interrupted there. I think this was the first time that he feigned death. which was really cool. I love it. He made my job easy by doing that. So I know there's 2 coming. Looks like it's, oh, that's, looks like it's kind of glitching out on me here. One sec. Should sort itself out. Come on now. What are you doing? Let me fix it. Hold on, I'll pause. Oh, I remember this. I was actually lagging in the game. That's why. This is not my OBS for once. It's not the video for once. I was actually lagging in the game. It was scary because I had enthralled something. We had multiples, and then I started lagging. So this is just actual game lag that I recorded there. So it is what it is. But I loved it that the monk would bring multiples, and then he would feign death, and that would buy me time to pick one, enthrall it, and then, you know, made my crowd control so much easier. Monks are awesome. You don't see monks very often. You guys have noticed that? It's like everybody back in the day wanted to be a monk, but these days on P99, you don't really see that many monks. You know, I've done a bunch of groups, and a lot of the time you're seeing, like, I don't know. I don't even know. See a lot more of the other melees. Like Rogue, I've seen more than Monk. Ranger, I've definitely seen more than Monk. Even SK, Paladin, Warrior, I've seen more than Monk. Like, Monk is one of the rarer, as far as I've seen. I'm sure if there was, like, maybe you are like, I see monks all the time, and there's monks all over the place. But for me, that's one of the ones I see the least is a monk. And it is kind of annoying playing a monk, having to keep, like, your weight down and all that. That always kind of scared me. I did try one back in the day. Got it to, like, level 40-something. It was fun. I got my pet right now. That was the first thing I did. I got a pledge familiar, gave it a torch and a sword. And, yeah, we're just kind of getting the group going here, getting 6 members. And we eventually head to the graveyard. I think very soon. Very soon we head to the graveyard. My pet is green. It's not ideal, but it's easier to control and still does pretty good damage. But they're running to the graveyard. I was still, you know, I just had lagged out and stuff and was trying to, like, get my bearings. So I'm still hanging back at the pond. I'm like the last one to realize that we're moving to the graveyard. But heading over... I almost like the pond more because you get the gargoyle and you can get the gargoyle eye. Is that a stupid thing to say? Like, they got the imp in the graveyard. You got, like, a couple names in the graveyard, and that's nice and everything, but I don't know. I feel like the gargoyle is a guarantee almost 10 plat every time it pops. But yeah, that's kind of dumb, I guess, because if you get something to drop off a named, might be worth a little bit more. All right, we got a mob on the mage. I'm trying, but, yeah. Now we got 2 on it. Come on, come on. Hit that enthrall. What was happening here a lot is they were dying so fast that I couldn't even, like, figure out which one to mez before they were killing them. So it looks like I'm not mezzing. And then somebody attacks it. That's been happening a lot lately. A lot of the time with mages for some reason. Mages love to break your mez. I don't understand why it's always a mage. It's always a pet class. It's a mage or a necro breaking your mez. Melees don't do it as often. You think they would, but they don't. It's always some pet class, I swear. But heading to the graveyard. We still got the same group. Actually, we don't. Shout out to Zero. Shout out to Zero. Zero knew about the channel and changed from his Enchanter to his Shadow Knight. So now we have an awesome, perfect group. We got the Mage, we got the Druid, we got the Monk, we got the Ranger, and we got the SK and the Enchanter, me. So the other Enchanter changed into his Shadow Knight, which was super nice. And shout out to him for knowing the channel, Zero. He was probably a better Enchanter than me, so... But we did need a tank, and I don't have another character that's in my 30s, or else I would have said I would switch over. But he did, so it worked out. All right, we got 2. He's going to feign death, which is perfect. Now I can pick one. I wish I was a little bit quicker on the draw there. All right, here we go. My pet jumps on it. The mage's pet jumps on it. The Shadow Knight is now on it. The monk is back up with no other aggro because I enthralled it. I'm putting on clarity so I can clarity the group. Everybody had clarity because they had an enchanter before I even joined the group, so that enchanter had already buffed them. So I was kind of just waiting for that to wear off and for them to say something. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm pretty low on mana though. I only got 40. We had to move, so I wasn't sitting as much. Is what I feel happened there. Bang, and they're both down. So the graveyard's pretty nice. You always want to go in the gate and sit to the right. There's a single spawn to the right. You want to sit behind the tombstone and the tree there to the right after you come into the gate. You knock down the single spawn, and now there's nothing around you. Nothing will aggro you. You got the two in front of you across the way adjacent, right? And then you got two to the right, perpendicular. And then you got like one roamer that kind of goes to the house and kind of walks around the house a little bit. If anything's ever going to aggro and add on, it's probably that one. Then you got two outside the gate that stand on either side of the gate. And then there's like a few more out there. And usually you'll knock all that down and be looking for more. Like you'll go back towards the pond or you'll head towards castle entrance and grab a couple over there or something. Like I'm not a pooler, but I've seen this camp a few times now, a couple times now. I think it's only my second time being here. I was almost going to try to solo it, but then there was a yellow. And I'm like, I'm not soloing. There's a yellow here. And it was the single spawn right here. I was like, man. At what level can you solo the graveyard? Because I've seen enchanters on YouTube do it. Where they would just kill the two adjacent over there. Like they make the one their pet, the single their pet, and then they, crowd control and just pull one, kill that, kill the other one. Maybe make the two fight each other, charm fight, get experience for both. Then you got the two over by the house. You could do really good camp here if you can do it solo. But since one was yellow to me at 31, that means they're at least 32, potentially 32. So you probably want to be 34, 35 before you start soloing the graveyard. And then you're gonna have groups wanting to. It's hard to solo a camp that's desirable because other people are gonna run in here and want to do it, and then they might feel a type of way. People are very weird sometimes. Like not everybody thinks about other people and puts themselves in other people's shoes, and they got the main character syndrome and everything. Like I see it all the time IRL. Like if a person's there first and they're soloing the graveyard, you should leave them alone. Like you might send them a tell and be like, "Hey, can I join you?" Or, "Hey, do you want to start a group?" But if they say no, they're there, they're already doing it. Just leave them alone. Maybe ask them which ones they're doing, and maybe you can peel off a couple. But never like go in and just start taking stuff. Don't get offended and don't feel a type of way and start trying to train them and stuff like that. I've seen that before. It's like, come on, dude. All right, here I think is where he dies. Okay, so look how many he's got, and they're all casters. So we got the monk. This is we'll do it in the regular speed. Once again, I was probably a little bit slow on the draw. I got the one enthralled. Casters are just a problem for monks. Like, I don't know if this was me. I'm pretty sure this wasn't me. I just want to know, like, could I have done anything better and different to save this monk? Like, it wasn't him, it wasn't me, it was just like a situation that happens. A monk pulls 3 casters. They're casting at the wrong time while he's feigning death, so he can't get the feigned death to go off before he dies. Like, stuff happens. I'm trying to still crowd control it. They're on one. I got one enthralled or rooted or something, and then they kill the one. Now they're on the other one. The glyph guard is I think I rooted it, then I enthralled it or something, and then now I charmed it because I lost my other pet. So I charmed it and I told it to go attack, but right now it's enthralled, so it can't attack. But I heard my dog barking. So we'll do a slow-mo John Madden replay on that. I'm probably not gonna make y'all sit through this graveyard for super long since we've already seen it. But just wanted to show y'all the Enchanter point of view. And yeah, that was, I think, the only death. Pretty sure that was the only death the entire time. We'll let the whole thing play out, and then we'll go back and do a replay. Druid has 10 mana. All right, let's go check it out. So that's... All right, there it is. Let's go back a little bit. And we're going to put it in slow-mo. Let's wait until this fight's over and he goes and pulls, because I want to see everything that was said as well. And what I was doing, I got 60 mana. I still have my pet. We're getting this kill. I'm meditating. I think I just handed out... I'm handing out clarity. See what happens? I'm handing out clarity, so I'm focused on that. I'm reorienting my pet, telling it to guard. So I'm like sort of busy at the moment. Wasn't expecting a big pool. So I had to re-guard my pet, and then I'm thinking about giving everybody clarity at the moment. So here he comes. I put it in 0.25. Nothing said in the chat so far. There they come. Still nothing in the chat. 1, 2, 3. 3 on the way. And looks like he's trying to feign death or something. He's probably trying to time it to where they're not casting. I see it. I'm up. I'm heading over to... I'm trying to like get a beat on something. I got the Wraithish Antseal. I think I was waiting for him to feign death or something. Remember, this is in 0.25, so all this is happening pretty fast. I start to enthrall one of them. His HP's already on 40. He goes for the feign death. The Antseal is still casting. I wish I had enthralled the one that was casting on him, but that's hard to do in the moment. So I got one of them enthralled, so there's only two on him now. He's got 20%. Where's the heals at? Did he get healed at all? Like, he just needed a heal. Alright, I have nothing targeted at the moment, just a dead body. And now he's dead, right? But you see the ghoulish Antseal's been enthralled since he had 40 HP, 40%. Now it breaks, but he's already dead. I run out here to try to save him. I don't even think he was dead yet, because why were they still chasing him? Like, they're all the way out here. Maybe I didn't need to do what I did right there, because it looked like they might have not aggroed. But they should have, because I enthralled the one. So I run up. It resists. My pet's on him, though, so my pet's like taking a little bit of the heat off of me. They're fighting the Antseal that broke Mez. I got a guard charging me. My pet's fighting the other one. Dying quickly, by the way. Remember, it was green. It charges the healer, punches it. Which, she was just sitting there the whole time. She didn't cast any heals on that monk. Which, if I was her, I don't know if I would have either, because there's 3. But once you see me enthrall one, you think she would jump up and throw a heal to the monk. Okay, I got 2 of them now. Or I got that one taken care of. My pet died. It's casting, that's why it's standing there like that. It's not controlled yet. I'm trying to get a bead on it. I'm getting better at the tab, the targeting. Like, I got my global cooldown figured out. Next thing to figure out is targeting. And then after that, a macro. The Wraithish Antseal is charging me, punching me in the face for 100. It's yellow to me. I'm praying. I'm hoping something hits. Something sticks. I go for the root. We're in slow-mo. The root actually sticks. I was super happy. That could have been me dying right there. That thing was yellow. I got lucky that root stuck. I run over to them just in case, because I'm not even sure if the root stuck or not. So I'm running over to them just in case. But now it's broke already. It already broke. Looks like the healer's healing. What am I going for now? An enthrall? Nope, I rooted again, which seems to be sticking better than enthrall. The healer's healing. She healed me. That's great. Thank you. So I can't get too mad at it. So that's rooted. I think they killed the other thing, so now they're going to jump on that. The glyph guard's been enthralled this whole time. So I target the glyph guard. I make it my new pet since my pet died. I think once again I did okay. Like, it was either the monk died or I would have died. I mean, I could have jumped in front of that train for him. I could have threw the, I didn't even have the AoE mez up. This is when I switched to it. I'm like, well, I better put my AoE mez up. I didn't know we were pulling 3 casters. So if I had to break this down, as far as responsibility for that death, I would say the monk, sorry dude, fling, but that was probably like 60% your fault. And then I would say 30% the healer, and maybe 10% me. Like, I could have jumped up and did something. I could have saved his life. I could have been quicker on the draw. I could have been not, I could have been more ready for that. I could have done stuff sooner and in better order. Like, if I had my AoE mez on, I could have threw a AoE mez, hope that something stuck, because otherwise they're all charging me. And you saw one of them was yellow, so that's definitely not sticking. And you saw how much trouble I was having just locking down. Like, the first two, like this guard right here is blue to me, and that stuck immediately. But the other two, I think, were like white and yellow. So if I threw an AoE mez, all 3 of them would have been charging me, and then I would have been dying. What you didn't see there was the healer didn't heal the monk at all. That entire time. From the time that he pulled to the time he died, there was 0 heals. We can watch it again. We'll put it in 0.5 this time so it's not as ridiculous. But here's the pull. The other thing was no message at all. No message at all from the monk. See right here? See when possible. When mana permits, whatever. See when mana permits. Yeah, my C wore off too. I say K incoming 30 mana. Teasy says 20 mana. Okay, so the healer didn't have barely any mana, so we gotta up it to like 80% the monk's fault there. So I don't feel as bad now. I love rewatching these things because it shows me, like, did I do bad? Was it my fault? Whose fault was it? What can I do better next time? Was there something I missed in the moment? And yeah, so you see in the guild chat, everybody's clarity wore off. I got 30 mana, which I always underreport a little bit. I actually had 40. The healer has 20 mana. The monk goes and pulls 3. One of them's yellow, one of them's white, one of them's blue. No, to me, a 31. The healer is like level 25 or something. I'm level 31. So then the healer only has 20 mana. It's a level 25 druid, not like a cleric or something. So all this should have went through the monk's mind before trying this pull. No message from the monk. That's the first no-no. Actually, the first no-no is your enchanter has 30 mana, your druid has 20 mana. We need to rebuff. That's the first no-no. Like, don't do a big pull when your enchanter has 30 mana and your healer has 20 mana. Okay? Second no-no is it's a bunch of casters, so you're going to have trouble feigning death. Third no-no is no message. Not if he would have said, like, sorry, but here comes 3 of them, and they're casters, I might have jumped up a little quicker, got a better angle. Maybe I could have got that enthrall off sooner and been on to the next thing a little bit sooner. And maybe I could have got something enthralled that was casting, and then he could have feigned death successfully, and then maybe everything would have worked out. But no message, no mana, you're dead. Sorry. So he's trying. I think he had a lot of faith in his feigned death. And, yeah. So I feel a lot better about that. I think it's only like 5% my fault. There's like almost nothing I could have done there. The healer wasn't going to be able to save him. But as you can see, like, you don't see like the healer beginning to cast. You don't see Fling's HP going up at all. I don't know why it's going so super slow. It's like lagging or something. Whenever I do this, it starts to lag. This John Madden replay stuff. Come on now. What are you doing? All right, let me pause and bring it back. I'll make y'all sit through that. All right, I got it back. We'll watch it in full speed one more time. should sort itself out here. I don't know why it's being so stupid today. Come on, sort yourself out. Sort yourself out now. Alright, so I reported 30 mana. Druid reports 20 mana. There's plenty of time for him to... It wasn't like as he was pulling. He knew this before he ran out of the gate. Before he ran out of the gate, he knew I had 30 mana and that the Druid had 20 mana, right? Look at all the time that's passing right now. He could have not done what he did. He's still not pulling. He's still not pulling. There he comes. The gate shuts in his face. Oops. And then you got 3 of them, and they're not like 3 blues either. I got the yellow. That's one of the the first thing I target was the yellow, so I'm like, nope. I'm not going to be able to get that. Like, if I'm going to save you, I got to try to get a blue off you. The SK runs over there trying to get some aggro. I don't know. Yeah, he broke my... I think he broke my mez, too. Which is fine, because he was trying to get something to start to kill. So yeah, you guys see it. I'm super confident. This nothing I could have done, and it's not my fault at all. And I'm the first person to say I'm not the best enchanter or anything, but this one was not me. I even like apologized a couple times to the monk. He didn't really say anything back. It's because I think now I know, because he knew it was his own fault and he didn't really want to say anything. So just to reiterate, if your healer has 20 mana and your enchanter has 30 mana and nobody has clarity, you're going to have to sit there and wait for like at least 3 minutes or so while everybody gets their mana back. Like, the druid doesn't even have clarity. The druid has 20 mana with no clarity. I have 30 mana. I got to give out clarity to everybody. I'm about to have 0 mana, right? So pretty much your druid has no mana and your enchanter has no mana, and then you do a 3 pool of casters that are yellow and white and blue, like a rainbow. And then your Feign Death fails. I get one of them locked down. You try to run it out the gate, which was heroic of you, trying not to kill everybody in the group. So every other thing he did was great. That was just one mistake, no big deal. But and he's the only one that died, so no harm, no foul. I think he got a full res and everything. So really, no harm, no foul. I just like to go over these to make sure I'm doing everything I can do. I think I need to AoE Mez more. It feels like it's a magnet of aggro, and it never does what I want it to do. Like, whenever I throw an AoE Mez, I feel like it just brings everything to me, and it doesn't Mez anything. And if it does Mez something, it's for like 5 seconds. But yeah, I just wanted to go over that. We could probably watch. Let's see how long this has been so far, and almost 30 minutes. Because now it kind of slows down. Where the monk's dead. Like, I think the SK leaves to get his cleric to come res the monk. And then we only have like 4 people. We got a ranger, a mage, a druid, and an enchanter for a little bit. So the group kind of slows down once the monk dies. So it isn't no harm, no foul, really. I'm not trying to throw more blame on the monk or anything. But we lost 2 people because you died. And then that slowed down the experience. You got to think about that. I don't know why my computer's making those noises. I think I fixed it. You got to think about that when you do things like that. It's not just that I'm dying and, oh, I lost experience and it's all on me and I didn't kill anybody else. And you can think that way and make yourself feel better. But you also slowed down the group. Now we're missing 2 people because the other guy's going to come res you, go get his cleric and stuff. So now we only got 4 people. Now our experience got slowed down. We're all just sitting here kind of waiting and just getting way less kills. Like, the whole group got slowed down by that death. So, you know, you got to think about that before you run off and pull 3 of them when your healer's got 20% mana and everything. And your enchanter needs to re-clarity with 30 mana. So, just a bad timing type of deal. He was great the rest of the time. As far as everybody went in this group, you know, the mage broke a couple mezzes, no big deal. Teasy didn't heal at all right there, but I probably would have done the same thing. Trey, always good. Nothing to even... was fine. He pulled a bit. Did great. The SK was amazing. I mean, probably our saving grace, because he like put the group together, I think. he changed out of his Enchanter to his SK just for me, pretty much, just to make the group better. And then when the monk died, he got his cleric, I think, and rezzed the monk. So Zero was the MVP of the group. Yeah, is there anybody else? I guess not. The monk was great, a good pooler. I loved it when the monk pooled and feigned death, and then I could just take my time and mez and everything. That was awesome. Wouldn't trade it for anything. So shout out to the monk too. You did a great job. Just one little thing that slowed us down just a slightly, and yeah. Just look at make sure you just keep better track of your healer's mana and your like enchanter's mana next time is all. Yeah, and everything went smooth. I think we did this for like 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, something like that. It wasn't a super long session. I got a few bubbles. I think I need like 2 more bubbles or so to get to 32. So I'm super buffer. Like I'm never going back to level 30. So we're super buffed up now as far as deep into 31 and actually closer to 32 than 30. So that's great. And I got to practice a bit. I feel like I did okay. I never feel like I do amazing. As an enchanter, you always feel like you could do better. Like you could get stuff quicker, do things faster. But if nobody's dying, it's a good time. I always say that to Trey. Hey, we didn't die. You know what I'm saying? Like we could be doing the slowest camp ever and just hey, we made positive progress and we didn't die. So it's pretty good. My guard is breaking. I'm getting better at that too. You know, stunning now. I used to not stun. But they got me there. Mage puts her pet on it, which is okay, I guess. Alright, I got it. I was kind of happy to move from the one pet to the other. Like, the Glyphed Guard was way better than the other one I had. I had a familiar or something from way over by the pond that was, like, green. Now I got a blue pet, so I was kind of happy my other pet died. Even though I lost a torch and a sword. Giving her stuff right now. I don't know if this was a mistake. I gave her a club and a torch. Is that a thing? Let me know in the comments. Like, let's say the Glyphed Guard was able to backstab, but I gave it a club. Is that prevent it from backstabbing? I don't know if it was backstabbing or not. I know that you have to pick certain ones for them to be able to backstab, but let's say let's say I have a pet that can backstab. Is there any way for me to prevent it from backstabbing? Because I would never want to do that. So I just want to know. If I give a backstabbing pet a club, does that prevent them from backstabbing? I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. Because they can backstab with their fist. Why wouldn't they be able to backstab with a club? I don't know. But yeah. I think I'm gonna call it there. I mean, we can skip through it a little bit, see if there's any good action. Ghoulist and Seal. My pet's on it. I started slowing once we lost a member or two. Like, well, I don't slow all the time. Plus, I don't even have Tepid Deeds, so I got like the crappy slow. So it doesn't make that big of a difference, I don't feel. If it's gonna be a long fight, I'll slow. If it's gonna be like 3 seconds of a fight, why would I slow? And by the time I like jump up and I'm able to slow, they're already halfway dead anyway. So, you know, I think slow is a good thing if you can jump up and do it immediately. But then you got to think about aggro. It's always a dance you do. Like, if I slow something immediately, then it might charge me and I get aggro. And that's kind of annoying for everybody. It's not like, right? And then if I wait too long, the slow doesn't even get to do make much of a difference. And they're dead before it even gets to do anything. So there's like this little, you know, maybe when they're 80% or so, you should throw a so, but it's hard to do because you're doing so many other things that it's hard to just sit there and wait for them to have 80 for you to throw a slow. I don't know. Just making excuses. If I could do anything better, I think I need to throw. I got my AoE mez on now. You see, I learned my lesson. Like, if I could go back in time and redo that monk death, I probably would have thrown the AoE mez and just seen what had happened. It might have worked out for the best the way it did happen, because if all 3 of them had rushed us with 20% mana on our healer, that might not have been a good thing. See me mezzing there. Of course, my pet breaks right at the greatest time. And the SK's almost dead. So this was a close one. My pet. Oh man. Don't worry about me, Teasy. Get the SK. Now she has that. I should have noticed she had that pet on her, and I should have mezzed that. But I was worried more about Zero, who was really close to dying. There we go. Got my pet in there now. Looks like we're okay. That was a butt clincher. SK had 20%. Where was the mage on that? Was it? Oh, the mage was probably having its pet fight the other pet. That was probably smart. Get it off the druid. Maybe. It's still there. It's still punching somebody in the head. Never mind. Looks rooted, though. Now it's enthralled. The druid was probably like, where's this enchanter with the mez on the pet? I was trying to save the SK, I'm sorry, and my pet was breaking. There's usually an excuse. I might as well go. I wish I could change my name to Excuses. I want to change my enchanter's name to Excuses. That'd be sick. But I'm Al Bundy, no ma'am. Still worked out. I think that was the closest other death. See if we can find any other action. Oh, I think we're leaving it. No, we're not leaving. Somebody got rooted out here, so I ran out to help. Well, this is kind of interesting. What's going on here? My pet's fighting two of them. I enthrall one. I tell the pet to back off. But then they end up fighting out there anyway, so I did that for nothing. You see how we only have 4 members right now? We're still dealing with the monk situation. So I don't think I'm wrong that it slowed us down. Pet breaks again, of course. I need to get some equipment to give to the pets so they have less magic resistance. I know that's a thing I haven't done yet. There's so many things, like you can min-max being an enchanter. Get you like a full set of gear to give to your pet so it doesn't break charm as much or whatever. Or whatever it's for. I know technically blah blah blah, but that's what they do. Alright, so that was an interesting fight, I guess. We got shout out to this guy. Ogmuck. I don't know that he knows anything about the channel, but he was excited about my name, Al Bundy, so shout out to that guy. He wanted to join the group, but we had 2 people that were just down, and it looks like we have room, but we really don't, so I was trying to explain that to him. We're not being jerks, we have somebody down and somebody else going to get them. Anything else? Tried to be in Dark Elf Illusion as much as I could for you guys. The monk's back, that's good. Pet breaking again. Recharming. Fighting a ghoulish ant seal. Pets in there. Got 3 pets. The SK has a pet. Mage, me. Got a monk, a ranger, an SK. Crushing stuff. They're talking about a raid they were going to do. I think the monk and Trey are in the same guild, maybe. Trey has a druid, and he went to Sky. I got to go check on that. I forgot about that. I got to send him a message on Discord and see how it went. That reminds me. We did this on Sunday, and it's now Thursday. Sorry that the video is coming out on Thursday. Gems of War had an update, and I probably shouldn't have moved things around, because, well, I went okay. Never mind. Like, I have a really strong choir, is what I call it. Like, a group of people that are really loyal to me and help the channel keep going. Like, I'm not, like, up there like I used to be as far as, like, popular. At one point, I was the most popular Gems of War channel. It was, like, probably around a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago now at this point. I was getting, like, the most views. Like, I was going up. Like, I didn't have the most subscribers or anything, but I had the most views. Like, I was getting, like, 70,000 a month or something at one point. And, maybe even up to, like, 80,000 views a month. But, Yeah, nowadays there's so many people doing Gems of War that it's just the cheeks are spread too wide, and they're always on to the next thing. They're not super, like, the community in general is not super loyal or anything. It's just this small group of 100 or 50 that really rock with me, that keep it going and everything. So for them, I changed the days around and did a live stream on Wednesday because a update came out Tuesday night, and I had already done my live stream on Tuesday for them. And then the update came out that night, and I had to switch everything around so I could get them a live stream on Wednesday for the update. So I had to switch EverQuest to today, which is probably going to screw this up, and yeah, it is what it is. Knock down my pet, maybe, because... No, that wasn't my pet. We do that eventually, though, because we all decide we're leaving. We got a few here. Let's see how this next fight goes. We get like 3 of them. I want to see how I did. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I was clicking around. It's probably lagging again. Come on, game. Come on, video. Something popped. That's being dumb. Stop it. Alright, here we go. I think it's better now. Let's watch this fight. Maybe this will be the last one we do. There's multiples coming. We'll make this the finale of the video. I don't know. Do you guys like short videos, long videos? I know I asked this before, but I always get different answers. I never get like a clear answer. I feel like for EverQuest, people kind of like around the 45 minutes. Long enough to kind of get the gist, but not like over an hour. If it's under 30 minutes, I feel like it's not enough. And if it's over an hour, it's like too much. So in my opinion, I think around 45 minutes. As long as you get it in less than an hour. All right, I got a mez off. Doing my thing. I could mez this one too because it's on the monk and he could feign death, but didn't work out. I tried anyway. I be trying. Wasn't sure what he was thinking. I got the one lockdown. You always, as an enchanter, you always feel like you want to have everything locked down. You want them all to be on the same one, killing one thing at a time, and for there to never be an ad beating on anybody or anything. It doesn't always work out like that. You just got to do your best and try to lock down as much as you can. If people break your mez, like, it's not your fault. You're going to beat yourself up a lot as an enchanter. You're going to die a lot too, especially if you're trying to solo. It just is what it is. I feel like it's of any class in the game. If you're trying to solo as an enchanter, you're going to die. Like, there's some classes that just can't solo, so then there's other, like, of the classes that can solo, I feel enchanter's the one that's going to die the most. Like, bards aren't going to die. Necros aren't going to die, right? Druids can, like, sow and fear and, like, kite and all that. They don't die that much, right? Even a wizard, maybe. Maybe a wizard. Wizard and enchanter are, like, the two that would die the most as soloing. So wizard could definitely, maybe it's wizard the one that dies the most because they're always trying to AoE kite stuff, which could definitely go wrong super easy. They don't even have sow or nothing. Recharming. Got it. Still punched me somehow. Only for 6. And back on it. Here comes another one. Do I get it? Do you get it? Are you going to get it? Are you going to get it? Oh, you got it? Are you going to get it in time? Oh, you got it? It's okay. I saved a punch or two. Alright, this will for real be the last one, unless he pulls, like... Of course it breaks. Stun. Charm. Probably should have toshed a little bit more. Can't wait till I get a better Tosh. Tosh 2.0 is what I need. Daniel. Let's watch this one fall down, and then we'll call it a day. What am I gonna do next? I have no idea. I have one camp in mind that might be a solo/dad camp that I'm gonna go check out. It might not work though. There's some other NPCs near that may affect whether or not I can do it. There's like 2 of them. There's one that I think is static and is not going to move, but I can hopefully do something nearby that he won't notice. And then there's another one that roams and is kind of rare that I'm hoping won't mess with it, and that's the one I'm really worried about. So I'm going to go check it out. I'll let you know if it works or not. Maybe we'll just record it either way and I can say it's a failed camp, but I'm going to check it out and I'll let y'all know. I got something in mind. It's probably one of the last ones in this area. I don't know. We might move away from this area as soon as Mistmore. I want to do the castle entrance at least. And there's probably a couple other camps that we could do super deep in Mistmore, but I want to at least do the castle entrance, and I want to try this one last dad camp that's in this area. And then we're probably moving away. Like, I got my fill of this area. It's time to move on. Maybe. Like, I'm thinking about it. Maybe it's time to move to the other side of the world and do some other things. Do some other dungeons. Somebody mentioned, I think, Split Paw. I've never done Split Paw, so that would be cool to see. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. Like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about channel comment below. Would help a ton if you're not subscribed to subscribe. I'm trying to make it to 8K. That'd be awesome. Hit that join button. I don't have a lot of members from the EverQuest community, and that'd be cool to help keep the lights on and the doors open if you want to see this keep going. Yeah, like a little bit of support would help. Super thanks if you don't want to if you don't like the joining up and then it's a monthly thing and you think it's going to charge you every month, which it doesn't. It'll ask you before it re-ups. If you don't like that idea, which I completely understand, there's a super thanks that you can click on that just is a one-time thing. I don't like begging and stuff, but just to keep the freaking channel going. I've been doing this for 7 years now, and it would help a bunch, and I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I just love that you watch. It's a free channel. You don't have to do anything, but just throwing it out there. If I don't say it, how am I supposed to expect anybody to do anything if they don't even know they can? So, yeah. Have a great day. You guys are the best. I'll see you next Wednesday. Peace out.